Welcome to Breakfast Central, and it's time for Which Way Nigeria. This morning, let's talk about the JAPA phenomenon. In recent years, Nigeria has witnessed a growing trend known as JAPA, a colloquial term used to describe the act of leaving the country in pursuit of better opportunities abroad. Now, this phenomenon reflects the aspirations, the challenges, and the dreams of many Nigerians who seek to escape economic hardships and explore greener pastures on foreign shores. For the longest time, many have argued that the driving force behind the JAPA phenomenon is the need to get another weightier passport that carries more power than the green passport. Well, it's more than that now. People just want to leave. People want to live decent lives. They want to be able to travel without fear of their boss being hijacked by kidnappers. They want to sleep with peace of mind, knowing that there's a slim chance that bandits are breaking down their homes for the purpose of the expansion of their kidnapping business. People want to feel safe, them and their families, and rightfully so. They don't want to be killed, they want to leave. The records in the past month or two have been quite alarming. Now, you know the numbers, you know the stories, but let's just look at a few. On the 5th of December, the Nigerian military mistakenly dropped 2 bombs on the people of Tudumbiri in Kaduna State. Defense headquarters later explained it would mean that the people were mistaken for terrorists. Mind you, this is neither the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th, and neither can we guarantee that this will be the last time that this will happen. But what did the people get in return for justice? Promises of investigations being carried out. That's all that they get. And what is done after that? After all, a sprinkle of, what do they call it, collateral damage here and there in the fight against insurgency is understandable, right? Now let's move further from the 5th of December to the 24th of December. That's the eve of Christmas. Terrorists invaded 20 villages in Plateau State and murdered over 150 people in a move that locals have referred to as ethnic cleansing of the Christian communities of some parts of northern Nigeria. Reports have it that the gunmen were on a rampage of killing and destruction for more than 48 hours, moving from one village to another. So imagine this, picture this, 48 hours of killings. Defense headquarters allegedly explained that they couldn't launch counterattacks to repel the attackers because of bad terrain. What does that even mean? Now let's talk about Nabiha, who died a gruesome death because her country failed her. In the comfort of her home, Nabiha, her 5 sisters, and their father were abducted by kidnappers in their residence in the Buhari area of Federal Capital Territory, the FCT, the capital of Nigeria. Meanwhile, her uncle Alhaji Abdul Fatai, who was with the police during an effort to rescue the abductees, was killed by the kidnappers. The kidnappers increased the ransom, and yesterday was the deadline given. Right now, we don't even know what their fate is at this point, but we can only hope and pray that the rest of them come out alive. And then there's also Miss Folorenshaw Ario, aged 13, who was killed by the terrorists because of her father's inability to raise the demanded 60 million naira ransom. The story, as narrated by her father, Oladosu Ario, was that his wife and his 4 children were abducted by a group of terrorists who invaded their home in Abuja. All this happened in the capital of the giant of Africa, if Nigeria can still be called that. Home should be the safest place where one can be their most vulnerable selves. But the hashtag kidnappers in Abuja that has been trending on X shows that these residents don't consider their home safe anymore. But it's not just in Abuja. It's in different parts of the country too. There's a certain apprehension in the air, a tangible fear that anything can happen. Nigerians have been going through a lot. We're coming from a lot, and we're still going through a lot, like they say on social media. I could go on and on with these stories of doom and gloom, but let's go back to the JAPA phenomenon. Over the years, several reasons have fueled the desire to migrate. I have hammered on the insecurity challenges, but there's more. Incessant strikes in our universities, poor healthcare, unemployment, poor wages, the list goes on. A recent media report revealed that not less than 51 healthcare workers had left the Federal Medical Center in Jabi, Abuja, and that's just this year. Every department in the hospital, according to the report, was affected by the brain drain. The Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, based on the report, lost 6,000 pharmacists to brain drain in the last 6 years, while more are preparing to leave. In a bid to combat this, the president of our country, whilst celebrating the second term inauguration of Governor Hope Uzodinma, the governor of Imo State, made a statement. The president made this statement whilst physically being present in Owerri, Imo State. Come to think of it, was he physically present in Plateau State after the attack? Well, at least he condemned it, right? Body language and empathy. Anyway, back to what he said, and I quote, "Don't worry about what you're hearing about the JAPA Syndrome. We will train more people and we will supply themselves." Again, body language and empathy. The former Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, when asked if he was concerned that the nation could be facing medical crisis with the number of doctors leaving Nigeria, said he was not bothered that medical doctors are leaving Nigeria in droves, saying that the nation has a surplus of them and must therefore export to other countries. The World Health Organization stated that for optimal healthcare to be achieved, we need doctor-to-patient ratio of 1 to 600. However, the Nigerian Medical Association said that their records show a ratio of 2 doctors to 10,000 patients generally and 1 to 10,000 in some rural areas. This was in 2022, and now we're in 2024. So you see, even as I speak at this very moment, more people will continue to JAPA until our government prioritizes the security and the welfare of the Nigerian citizens. I'll conclude by saying this. Hug your friends and loved ones a little tighter. Create memories with them as much as you can, because as we speak, they may be here today, but the chances are likely that they will JAPA tomorrow. These are my thoughts on Which Way Nigeria.